This poster I drew in Procreate, and in this video I'm gonna explain how I set up the layout, did the sketching, inking, and finally the painting with digital watercolors. Welcome to Stayf Doodles. I'm Stayf van de Groot, a Dutch artist, and I'm working on a graphic novel which is called World of Whatif, Horus Hippo Returns. And it's actually a rewrite of two books I published earlier. In 1996 I published Kwap van het Witte Doek, and the other book is the first publishing on demand comic that was published in 1999. That's called Kwap and the World of Whatif, the Retro Flash. And I'm going to rewrite these two stories, and they're going to be part of the graphic novel World of Whatif, Horus Hippo Returns. If you want to know everything about Kwap aka Horus Hippo, I published a book which is called Kwap aka Horus Hippo 30 Years, and it's available on Amazon as a hardcover but also as a softcover, and the softcover is now available for a 30% discount. I'll leave links below this video. In this video I'm just going to explain how I made this poster, and it is an establishing shot of the studios Horus Hippo has. And for the graphic novel I just needed to know, for all the scenes in the graphic novel where everything is in the studio. So this is the poster Teekenfilmfabriek Hollandia 1928. And it's a large poster, and I drew and painted everything in Procreate. And before I started drawing this poster, I first made some thumbnails just to establish what I wanted in the picture, because there's a lot of things going on, and it also has a certain perspective, and I also used the perspective guide in Procreate. I've painted this on a canvas which is 11,693 pixels by 8,268 pixels, or at 118 centimeters by 84 centimeters at 250 dpi. I do that because I wanted to also publish it on my Redbubble, so this poster is available as a black and white poster on my Redbubble, and also the full color version of it. To draw this picture it took me 23 hours and 53 minutes. And when I started out, I first made a grid in Procreate using the drawing guide. And this is a 2-point perspective. So with this perspective, I first did a layout with, the bigger parts I wanted in the picture. And this is a studio from 1928, so I also had to do some research. And I'm just doing the layout, and there's Horus Hippo and his cameraman, and also the set they're working on. They're working on the last picture, which is called Kwap in Egypt, or Horus Hippo in Egypt. And there's also another set that's for the bellboy. That's a picture that was never made. So when I first establish the layout, then I'll make a new layer, and on that layer I will do more precise sketching. There are a lot of characters in this picture, and they're also working on a set, so I also wanted some workers, and I'm drawing this from the point of view of Horus Hippo, like he's the director of his own movies, like Charlie Chaplin was. In this scene that they're going to shoot, Horus Hippo will jump off the cliff, and then jump onto a camel. And you can see the camel on the left side. And now they're just working on the set and also a rig for the camera. On the left side, I did a little joke. That's a set for Coop's home. And that was the first website of Coop in 1998. And it's just a reference to that website. And in the story, this is Studio 1, and there's also another studio, which is on the opposite side. When I've finished all the sketching, I will turn to the inking, and I'm inking everything with the Stayf Walt Kelly brush, which is available for free on my Gumroad, and also using some other brushes from the Stayf ink brush set. And you can see that I work in different layers, because I also had to do some research for the lighting they used and the rigs they used in the 20s. So I did some research for pictures that were shot in Hollywood. This studio is based in Haarlem, and Teekenfilmfabriek Hollandia is derived from a real studio we had here in the 1910s, and that was called Filmfabriek Hollandia, and that's where they shot some movies. I'm using this poster also in the graphic novel, and I'm using this, to really see, because Horus Hippo is walking through the studio, so I can use this establishing shot for the rest of the story. Because on the right side there is the villain, who's called Kane Crook, and the mummy is his love interest, which is Horus Hippo, but she's in costume to shoot the last scene. Great thing about working in Procreate, that you can work in different layers. So I was really building up this illustration, because I also wanted to have some workers on top that would walk around and adjust the lights, and I wanted to have it feel like a real studio from the 20s. There's also a reference to Horus. There's a Horus statue on the right of the screen, and also a scarab. And the scarab is also part of the story. After inking, I'm first doing a study in grayscale, and I first wanted to do everything in black and white. So I first establish everything in black and white, and on a separate layer I'm doing the colors. And I'm just changing between color and black and white. And the blackness in the back, because I inked everything black, but for the poster it was a little bit too black. So I'm repainting everything, and I'm using the Stayf watercolor to do the coloring of this poster, just to give it more of an analog feel. And the watercolor brushes are also available on my Gumroad. I also used some separate layers to do the shadows, and I painted that on a separate layer, and the layer was set to multiply, because I also wanted the mood of a studio where the lights are lighting the set. So it took me around 24 hours to sketch, ink and paint this poster. It's now available on my Redbubble as a poster, and also as a canvas, and even as a puzzle. So if you're interested in this poster, it's available in black and white, and also in full color. I'll leave a link below this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because each time I upload a new video, you get a notification. Drawing is fun, and practice makes perfect. See you next time. Doodles!